Hello and welcome to the 300 Heroes Champion Spotlight. Today we'll be reviewing Hei from Darker Than Black. Hei is an AD jungler type assassin. He excels in the jungle and his ganking abilities are top of the line. With that said, we'll be reviewing his abilities, what he's capable of, a suggested build, and how to play him in any scenario. With that said, let's get started. His passive is called Electric Shock. Anytime you crit with Hei, you will slow down the enemy by 40%. Hei's Q is called Black. Your Q is a skill shot projectile that will pierce up to 3 targets, dealing damage to each target hit. Your Q has a passive that every target you hit will stack up to 5 times. Each stack will give you 10% more crit chance. If you crit, the stacks will be lost. Your W is called Silver. When you activate your W, well, your W is a passive, and you'll passively gain a percentage of armor penetration and the ability to detect low health enemies at a certain range. Your E is called Shadow Trace. Shadow Trace allows Hei to go invisible for a certain amount of time. It's actually rather lengthy and it becomes longer as you increase more points into it. Its passive, while you are stealth, you will have a 100% crit chance on your next attack. It also has a passive that when you take damage from a hero type unit, you have a 5% chance of being stealthed for a small amount of time. I will also show the crit chance of attacking a unit after being stealthed. Oh, do note that your Q can proc any on-hit abilities that includes lifesteal, crits, anything at all. It's pretty much a skill shot type basic attack with high scaling. Your ultimate is called White. When you activate White, you have a certain amount of time to teleport to anyone within range of your ultimate, dealing damage to them instantly upon arrival. It has a small amount of channel time for about 2 seconds of channeling before you actually appear at the location that you choose. Do note that the target has to be revealed on the map and within range for you to select them. The passive of your ultimate, for every non-hero unit, you have a 20% chance to do 3 times more than your actual damage to an enemy non-hero unit. With that said, I suggest maxing your Q first, as your Q is your main bread and butter damage and your main harass tool. Hei has very good jungle clear and jungle clear time and gank potential. I suggest starting off blue buff first, as blue buff will keep you sustained in the jungle so you can gank as soon as you clear your jungle, as Hei has a little bit of mana issues early on in the game. Make sure you use the passive of your W to your advantage for your ultimate, as it does reveal low health enemies nearby for you so you can ult onto them. When jungling with Hei, after you start blue, make sure you clear the salamanders, head over to the mini dragons and clear red buff. If there's nowhere for you to gank, make sure you go and clear your jungle again and go back to buy items. By the time you have red buff, blue buff should be respawning again. Do know that with Hei, ganking lanes is rather easy, as your stealth lasts a very long time and normal wards won't detect you without vision wards or oracles. For a suggested combo with Hei, I suggest always attacking someone out of stealth and then throwing your dagger for extra crit chance. I shall show you a suggested build I made for Hei. For Hei, I suggest you build the Iron Boots, as it gives you a huge amount of movement speed. This is to keep up with jungle speed and ganks and keeping up with your enemy. After the Iron Boots, you should build the Kusanagi Sword for its active and its base damage. After the Kusanagi Sword, make sure you build the Blood Sword for some more sustain and the fact that your Q can proc anything. It'll help you keep yourself alive with the lifesteal and damage. After that, make sure you build the river blades, as it'll give you more crit chance, more attack speed, and movement speed, and the ability to move through units. After that, make sure you build the electric blade, which will give you some extra damage and 40% more armor penetration. This is good for stacking up with the armor penetration from your E. After that, make sure you build the razor blade sword, as it'll increase your crit damage a lot. And seeing how you crit a lot with Hay, it's a really good item to pick up on him. With that said, Hay is a very good character, very great gank potential, and very good jungle clear. His damage output is pretty amazing, but do note that positioning with Hay is very important, and make sure you know when to go in and when to get out. Also, if enemies start to buy wards, don't be afraid to buy an oracles to clear up vision wards that are trying to detect you. Anyone with oracles is a high priority target for Hay, as they'll detect you and get rid of most of your damage output in sneaking attacks. With that said, this is the end of the review for Hay. That we covered just about everything. I'll see you guys on the next video, and I hope you found this useful.